Hey guys, it's Monday night, so you know what time it is. It's Black Twitter time right here on BHL. Tonight, we're talking Black Panther and their big win at the SAG Awards, plus Taraji's in some hot water on Black Twitter, and Ja Rule, he's a mess. All that coming up right after this.
Go, Alina. Go, Alina.
You can't see it, but I'm making a clap. Hey. That is right. Oh, goodness. We're going to be talking about this.
A lot to say.
We got a lot. I know you got a lot to say about this. Over there in your corners.
In the man corner.
Exactly. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Black Twitter time, and I'm your host, Alina Vission. And tonight, I'm joined by my OG right here.
Hey, everybody, it's your OG, Algie, sitting here with my girl, Alina, my sister from another mother. Two Al's tonight, Al and Al. Let's get it popping.
It's Team Al squared.
Let's do it.
You know?
Double
That's
trouble.
what's up. That's what's up. Oh, my goodness. So how's your week been so far?
My week's been cool. I've just been bugging off of all the press, all the Terry Crews calling all these black men being guilty of toxic masculinity. It's real fun stuff, and I got a lot of stuff for you in the Wokey Woke segment.
All
Where do you
right.
fall?
That's right. So people, you're gonna want to stay tuned for that because it always pops off in that segment for sure.
You know.
So first off, we're gonna talk about Black Panther. Winning the SAG Award for Best Ensemble Cast and Motion Picture. It was amazing last night. Dope. What did you think of it?
Mixed feelings.
What?
Mixed feelings.
How? Oh,
because obviously I'm an advocate for black people, recognition, diversity, but I'm also a Marvel head and I'm a film critic, 'cause I'm a filmmaker myself. So I don't want to judge Black Panther differently just because it's been billed as the woke, diverse picture. Honestly, it was a good film, but it was a very so-so film. It was average, like any of the other popcorn Marvel films. It was entertaining. There are some other films I felt that could have gotten nominated. Spike Lee's Black Klansman, or even Bohemian Rhapsody. I think I see the.
Oh goodness!
I hate it, but I think because the Academy's got such a backlash last year about my Academy is not black. I'm thinking SAG is trying to get ahead of the PR curve.
Okay, but you have to remember that SAG is voted on by the people in the guild. So it's not, the Academy. It's not, the Hollywood Foreign Press, which does the Golden Globes. This is like them being voted on by their peers. I, for one, was super happy to see Black Panther win. This is the first time that the most grossing film won in that category.
Which doesn't necessarily make it the best film, though.
It doesn't, but I think that's just, it's very subjective what you think. I think as an ensemble cast, they did a marvelous job, Marvel, and they, I think, deserved that award. And it was great to see them all there up on stage and, really relishing in that fact. And, Black Twitter, they liked it too.
Probably carried it over the edge with Black Twitter. And I would even say it's human nature. There was so much word of mouth about Black Panther and how revolutionary it was in its casting and its Afrocentric. There was so much word of mouth that it was kind of like omnipresent. It washed over everything in the box office. So when has the SAG Awards, Academy Awards ever really been about the best film? It never really has, in my opinion. Groupthink, political, what all this, and I'm just happy. Hey, but if they get their political awards, let us get our political awards too. Because I've seen plenty of trashy SAG awards, gone through some trashy films. So if they can do that, we can do that too.
Listen, I'm here for Black Panther. So let's check out what people are saying on Twitter. This one is coming from Carolyn Black Girls and Women Matter Hind. She says, growing up, I never thought I'd see a film with a 98% black cast made by a black director with a black female costume and set designers having the impact Black Panther has. Hashtag Black Panther is truly a dream come true to be young, black, gifted, and beautiful.
Alina, you said, not to cut you off, but you read a really good, important tweet. She said all these things. Never thought I'd see a film, black, 100% black cast, black director,
98%.
black female,
right.
black designers. Did she say anything about the quality of the movie yet?
Okay.
I'm I'm being devil's advocate.
I think the award speaks for the quality of the movie.
Okay,
the award speaks, in my opinion, for the quality of the movie.
I don't think. Me, guys.
Here's the thing. I don't think it would have been nominated all these different times for all these different awards if it was a crappy film. It just wouldn't have. So I know that people in the fandom of Marvel, it happens even with Star Wars. I mean, it happens in these big fandoms. They tend to be a little bit more critical than the average viewer that's going out to just watch. And for what they did, for, like she said, to see a 98% black cast and, you know, have a black director and just crew everything, this is a huge monumental moment.
I think for affecting the zeitgeist, then you have to give it to it. You know, that's what we're talking about at the end of the day.
Because this film is hopefully going to change a lot of perspective in Hollywood, and hopefully this will open the door for more black people, whether they're, you know, producers, directors, actors, to actually get those movies and get those movies greenlit and get those parts.
From a business tip, I'm in 100% agreement. That's what I'm saying. If they can give all these other trashy commercial films awards, let us get our, you know, so Black Panther trashy film award too.
It is not so. Oh my goodness.
Let us have it too.
Ow. Come on now.
Mediocre.
Mediocre. Now you better try
Only
lightly.
because I put black people on a higher standard. I hold us to account to have good writing, good acting, good story.
I completely agree. Like Black Klansman, I thought was amazing. Spike Lee killed it in that.
Spike should have got nominated.
Yeah,
that would have been somebody who deserved it, in my opinion.
I agree. He should have. But once again, let's go and see what Chadwick Boseman said on Twitter. He said, quote, to be young, gifted, and black, which is actually, this is a side note, part of his acceptance speech, which is really, really good. There's a place for us. There is a screen for us. Thank you, SAG-AFTRA, for the appreciation and celebration of our work. Yeah. He gave a really great, like, acceptance speech that was really long, and the music almost played him out, but he wasn't having it. And that's, I think, what really resonated with people on Twitter was this whole, like, you know, to be young, gifted, and black, and to have people say to you, there's not a place for you, and you have to still keep striving and working hard. And, you know, they made a place.
I agree with 100%. They wedged themselves in there.
Exactly. What you have to do. And it's just the right time, completely. And then there was one more tweet that I wanted to hit up. So this is from Matthew A. Cherry. And for those of you who can't see, it's a picture of the cast of Crazy Rich Asians and Black Panther together. And he just said, pick is so powerful. And I can't agree more. Yeah. I was actually working the red carpet yesterday for Black Hollywood Live. And to see these two casts come down the red carpet. I think first the Black Panther cast came, and it was just like African royalty. Oh, it was melon and poppin'. No, it was just like melon and pop. I mean, it was just great. It was amazing to see all that, and people were cheering. And then the cast of Crazy Rich Asians came down, and I'll never forget this because the red carpet is like in the middle, the press is on one side, and then they have fans on the other side kind of looking over and cheering. There was right across from me, there was a group of Asian fans, and they got so excited, you know, just like seeing that, like, yes, representation matters. And I just felt so good that now people are, you know, all races are being represented in film and can celebrate the way that everyone else can. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, great photo. Crazy Rich Asians. A+ for diversity. A+ for inclusion. It's revolutionary. I'd like to see it. Quality. Forget it.
Okay, well, we're just, look, everybody's got their own opinion.
Yeah, film is so subjective.
Jeez, Al. A wet blanket up in here on your corner. I'm going to send you back to your corner.
My conspiracy corner.
Exactly. All right, so moving on. We're going to move on to Taraji P. Henson, who got in some hot water with Black Twitter this last week.
And I was riding for Taraji. I don't see what the backlash is.
Listen, everybody, listen. People had opinions, and people were like, is this the right time to be putting that opinion out? Because Homegirl has a movie. In fact, I think it premieres tonight. That's where Ashley is. Ashley's over at the red carpet for that.
Shout out to Ashley.
Yeah. So check out those, you know, red carpet interviews right here on BHL. So here's the deal of what Taraji said, and she did post this on her Instagram stories, but it was completely all silent, so I didn't think it would be good for video here. But pretty much she, on her Instagram stories, was comparing the mute R. Kelly phenomenon to the mute Harvey Weinstein phenomenon. And there isn't a phenomenon for Harvey Weinstein on Twitter. And so people really got at her like, you know, why are we comparing? You know, there is no mute Harvey Weinstein because he's not in the music business. So, Al, I know you got that, so let's hear it.
I was rocking with Taraji, and she didn't even say anything. People were like killing her. Well, you said this, you just said that. She didn't say a thing. All the camera showed was her getting on, Googling mute R. Kelly, you know, versus mute Harvey Weinstein and see what come up.
Right.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna say this. Harvey Weinstein, he's about to get off. He's about to get off. If you've been following his case, he's been able to like flip a lot of these witnesses and obviously pay off a lot of these people, which I think is dead wrong. I think he's guilty of sin.
Yeah.
But if you got the money, you can do that. That is my prediction. So it all goes with the amount of money you have, you know.
Oh, that's
unfortunately.
That's the criminal justice system.
And I'm cynical, but it is.
Yeah.
We live in a flawed system.
Yes. So here is what Taraji said. She came out on Twitter and she said, let me be clear, and this is all caps, of course. Let me be clear, R. Kelly is guilty and wrong and should be muted, period.
Guilty of sin.
Yeah. So, I mean, technically, yes, she didn't say, you know, he shouldn't be, but people definitely had a lot of thoughts. So here was one person, Alessia. She says on Twitter, I'm really disappointed in Taraji P. Henson for that IG post. Someone please take her phone away for a bit and talk some sense into her. And then try to make it seem like what she was doing made sense. She really added MLK's photo behind it all. And then she has the gif of Tyra Banks, the famous gif of, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Man, the thing is,
that's how I feel. I mean, I get what she's trying to say, but at the same time, it's like,
you don't want to take the focus off these black women victims. That's the thing.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
I get that.
That, and it's like a predator is a predator is a predator. Right. Everyone should be muted. Everyone should, you know, if they have done something like this, like, it's a wrap.
But Alina, just to play, you know, the devil's advocate. You know me, I always got to propose the counterpoint. Just to think, people, just to think. Have we been talking about Harvey Weinstein lately, or have we been talking about Bill Cosby?
Okay.
Let me finish. R. Kelly, and now Michael Jackson with this premiere at Sundance. Who are we talking about? I just look for patterns. I'm a mathematician. I look for patterns. Two can be a coincidence. 3 is a pattern in my opinion.
So I'm going to take your pattern and I'm going to raise you some facts, okay? I'm going to raise you some facts. So there was actually a tweet from the person, the director who did the R. Kelly documentary series, and she says even that there are 2 series that are coming out about Harvey Weinstein. So you just got to be patient.
All right.
Things got to get produced. We're both in the business. We know how long those sometimes take. Okay. So, and we talked about Harvey Weinstein. He's what kicked off the entire movement. So I really don't think you can say he hasn't had his time.
He did kick off the movement, and I agree with you.
He's had his, and I am not trying to defend him. Like, I think everything. All I'm just saying is, I just think the reason he's dropped out because he's going to get off. Every time I look at him, he's got this victory in court and that victory in court, and so nobody wants to publicize that, and I get it because we all think he's guilty. But you know. Dun, 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 dun. That's a conspiracy theory. You're over there with your tinfoil hat.
Wait. I brought some tinfoil with me. Go to her. I'm going to bust out my tinfoil.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so if you're not in studio, Al is getting on his y'all, he legitly has some Reynolds wrap up in the studio. Why do you have Reynolds wrap?
I have Reynolds wrap because you read my mind. I was going to incorporate a conspiracy corner in my woke, because woke is always like borderline with the conspiracy and the truth is. I was going to incorporate that, ladies and gentlemen. So just before, this is a teaser. I don't want to mess up Alina's segment, this is a teaser. You know, let's say a lot of the brothers who are woke and kick knowledge, they wear a kufi, right? Here's the kufi, the African kufi. What I'm gonna do is make a tinfoil kufi.
Oh Lord.
I'm
Okay.
gonna make a tinfoil
while you're
kufi.
over there, we're gonna get back to some of these tweets with your noisy tinfoil. Oh my goodness. All right. So getting back to the whole Taraji. So Tara on Instagram or on Twitter actually says, "Word. I really need all of our Black female celebs to really think before jumping into this fire pit for R. Kelly." Which I completely agree with her. I think I get what Taraji was trying to do. She didn't say anything, but it's like you have to, Taraji, you should know. You need to put context because people are going to jump the shark and think you're just trying to say R. Kelly's getting a raw end of the stick.
Yeah, but the thing is, she didn't say that. That's the thing. If you go to what she didn't say that.
But it's the internet, Al. It's the Twitter. It is Instagram. Do you think
ain't nobody gonna think about that?
Yeah, exactly. It is instant. It is on stories. People are not gonna think about that. So it's like you have to add context. And I think sometimes it's just, doing something like that and then realizing, okay, now I see and I have to add context. Here's another tweet from Garrett Hill. He says, Lord, Taraji is on Insta story comparing R. Kelly to Harvey Weinstein as if R. Kelly is being treated unfairly. What is life?
And she wasn't saying that.
Right.
She was just talking about from a press point of view.
Okay. How's your tinfoil hat coming on?
My tinfoil hat's ready to go. Whenever we go to the woke, we'll get through whatever you need. When we go to woke conspiracies, I put on my tinfoil kufi.
Oh, Jesus. That's going to be something else. Here was another tweet that a lot of people liked. So this is from Clarkrisha. She says, I was feeling a way that Taraji's career wasn't where it should be, but after this, ciao. In her own words, the universe has a way of taking care of good people. You know what I mean? And that's a reference to a quote from Taraji on the red carpet when she was being interviewed. I believe it was by Ryan Seacrest at last year's
she called him out, too.
Awards.
She called him out on being abusive to women. So she should have credibility, right?
Yeah, I think she does.
Built up.
I think she does.
Yeah.
The tweet goes on to say, bad people too, auntie, like rape apologists. Ooh, ouch. I mean, she did come back and, say, this is what I meant. She cleared it up on Twitter. But Sparkle, who was one of the victims in the R. Kelly documentary, she had some words to say, too. So let's roll that video.
But however, I think her wording, I think we have to be very sensitive when it comes to this issue right now because, look, there are girls who are still out here who want to speak up, who won't speak up because of stuff like this. And because of people who like her who are saying, we need to love, we need to look, this is far past that. We now need to offer him some tough love and some community love as a Black community, I will say, because we too often are very forgiving and we will forgive a person the next morning if they're saying, oh, I'm sorry. No, get some help. You need some help. You need some help. Get it. Why are we comparing? Abuser is an abuser.
Thank you.
Weinstein he's up for a rape charge now, right? And R. Kelly is hopefully do the same, be up for something. But it was just disheartening as a Black woman to another Black woman to just to do the comparison thing and to kind of just, like whatever with the victims almost, you know what I mean? Look, if we need to take everything down, let's take it all down. I will sacrifice that.
All right. There we go.
That's actually we're the tail end of the discussion when she's talking about taking things down. Does she talk about like muting or taking down content? As far
I
as
think
taking
so,
everything
yeah.
down? Okay, I have an interesting take on that because I support the
At
whole...
least that's how I read it.
Okay. Well, then it's everybody's saying mute R. Kelly.
Right.
I support the notion of mute R. Kelly. If you're listening to, I don't know, Tidal or whatever your streaming is.
Spotify, Apple Music,
yeah. And R. Kelly comes on, mute it. There's a button. You don't have to put them on your playlist.
Right.
I'm all for that. But one of the things, like people like me, I already have a ton of Michael Jackson records. There's nothing for me to mute. He's already in my computer. I got Off the Wall and all his albums in there. Are those going anywhere? No, they're not going anywhere. Will I not parade around Michael Jackson or a T-shirt and music? Because I don't want to offend the victims. I don't want that would be very insensitive of me. But I think we have to also make a designation between mute, which I said is like turn it off, versus, my big thing versus destroy that person's legacy, destroy the history. Because
you
again,
came in with the voice.
Because I've seen it before.
Right,
I've seen this movie. Alina, when Tupac was arrested for sexual abuse, they had the women up there stamping on all of his CDs. He's an abuser. He's an abuser. Guess what happened to his sales? They went up. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on now to some more messery. Oh, Lord, Ja Rule. Ja Rule. We were talking about this before we came on air, because I asked Al, I was like, have you seen any of the Fire Festival documentaries? Because there's one on Netflix, and then there's one on Hulu, and you said you haven't seen them yet. Okay. So I've seen the one on Netflix.
Okay. What do you think about it?
That gave me anxiety. I was like, how did these people not know to cancel this thing? I was anxious. Like, I worked for them, and I do not work for them.
Right.
And I
started thinking that too. This is what I would do if I was in that situation.
I was like, I'd quit.
Right.
And just be peace out, because this is not some mess you want, up on your whatever. So people, after seeing this, were like, Ja Rule was in it from the get-go. Why isn't he in jail like the other guy who is the main person that put on the Fire Festival? He got, charged and indicted and whatnot. So
I would just speculate without having seen it, because Ja Rule was never involved with the money or the writing checks. He can get out there, I had this cool idea, I joined them, I was helped them promote.
But if he put money into it.
He put money into it, but he didn't get back.
Right.
So, that's why I guess he's not in jail, because he didn't willfully misspend
I want you to
money.
watch it.
Okay.
And then you let me know. Okay, so Ja Rule, this is what he put on Twitter. He says, I too was hustled, scammed, bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray. Oh,
busting out the Malcolm X.
No, you were not. Okay, here's the thing. At the end of that documentary, like one of the final scenes, it's a conference call, and you hear his voice on the conference call, but they have like video into the actual, meeting. And somebody like brings up the fact that, it could be fraud, what they did. And he says, nah, it's not fraud. And they're like, well, what would you call it? And he's like, I'd call it false advertising. Like, okay, homie, really?
I can't help you there. Yeah, I can't
exactly.
help you. You're just like
Exactly. It's just a mess. It's a mess. Okay, so there was actually a tweet that he put out in like 2017, and if you could scroll up, Jonathan, actually, or maybe it was there. Having a little bit of technical difficulty. There we go. Okay, so this is what Ja Rule said. He said, and this is a mess. Okay, thank you all for participating in Fire Festival social experiment, where we exposed hundreds of millennials who have never experienced true adversity to the hardships facing refugees in foreign countries. This was an eye-opening experience for many of us, and we walk away from this event with a new perspective of the human condition. Hashtag no refunds.
I like how you slipped that in.
He did. You ain't getting your money back.
Right, basically.
But like he was trying to flip it like, oh, this is a good thing. Now you rich millennials know how refugees live, because you had to eat bread and some sliced cheese. And
you should learn from this. Let's turn the negative into a positive.
Get out of here! Come on, son. Come on.
Come on, Shine. Come on, Shine.
Yeah. So somebody like obviously retweeted that, and it was like, dude,
yeah.
So you didn't know, you knew. Let's get this tweet and refresh
everything
your
he said sounds more condemning, even if I say, give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know his heart, because they say to prove fraud, you have to prove intention. Like they intentionally wanted to take money. Then there's a thin line between, and you tell me a thin line, I think, between false advertising, because McDonald's, everybody does false advertising, versus intentional.
No, this was intentional. He knew. He knew. I want you to watch the documentary.
All right, I will,
and
I
just
will.
to preface, this documentary was actually made, the one on Netflix was made by the guys, the media company that's in charge of, Fuck Jerry, the media account on
Okay.
Instagram. They were going to be doing like a behind the scenes one. So that's how they got all this footage. And then I think the one on Netflix, I mean on Hulu, I'm not quite sure who did that. So it was kind of funny that the people that were investing in it
Right.
are the ones that, made this documentary. So just, full disclosure.
Right.
All right, let's move on to the woke segment. I think we got some Cardi B coming up.
Uh-oh, the wokey woke segment.
Yeah.
Let's cue up our girl Cardi B.
What is that
I got
sigh?
so much to say about
Of course
Cardi
you do.
B.
Of course you
I
do.
go Cardi B.
Okay.
Okay, ladies
Well, what's
and
up? What's
ladies
good?
and gentlemen, I'm talking to my wokety woke camera.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cardi B put out a music video with the City Girls, and it's basically the song it's all about twerking. Everybody calls it the twerk video.
Yeah.
And in a second, we're about to throw to the video, but there's been a big discussion on Black Twitter, and I was asking Alina for her opinion. Is it empowering females, Black women, women of color, or is it not just the opposite of empowering? I guess what you could say, derogatory, ill reflection of bad optics, stereotypical Black sexuality. I don't know. So we're on the side of the spectrum default. Or can it be both? I don't know. So let's watch. Yeah,
Let's watch a little bit of the video.
Out Airlines, we'd like to thank you for flying with us. We'll be landing in Miami shortly. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing.
For those of you who can't see, there's just a lot of booty clapping.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Yeah.
Do it, baby, stick it, baby, move it, baby, lick it, baby.
There we go.
And they're dressed like animals. Animal
Right.
makeup. Cardi B's like a tiger. She has tiger booty makeup.
And it's like, body makeup
Yeah,
for the most
and the
part.
other one has on a zebra paint.
And it's just all booty. That's all it is, twerking,
Just a little
booty.
booty.
Lots of big old booties. All right, let's come back in out of that. Okay, so you asked me what I think of it. Is it empowering or is it not?
Yes.
I think, and I see both sides of the argument of some people saying it's not empowering, and others saying it is empowering. And I fall on the lines of, if these women want to do this and are happy doing it, and they're not coerced, and it's not anything whatever, then I have no problem with it. Their bodies are beautiful, and that's a part of feminism. But there is another part of feminism that says, especially that Black women have been over-sexualized, and this goes back to,
objectified,
and
yeah.
objectified goes back to, slavery days. It goes back to, Sarah Bartman, all of that. So I get what they're saying, but I guess I come from the spectrum of, if this is what they want to do, and
So
it
it's
is
all
what
about
it
like
is.
who controls it, and from what I
Right.
understand, there weren't hardly any men on the set.
Right. Like,
You
it'd
know.
be weird if they're just like guys like salivating, like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah.
get it, girl. You know,
Yeah.
like, no. But if it's, if this is like, it's part of their art.
And twerking, we could even trace it back to Africa if we really want to go there.
Exactly.
But let's talk about, like, context is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see an African dance and you see a twerk routine, and it's incorporated in a greater dance and culture, and there's a story, versus, I don't know, just a song that's rapping about ass and titties, different context. So my question to you is the only difference, it's empowering when they objectify and sexualize themselves, but it's not empowering if somebody else is doing it. As long as they objectify and sexualize themselves, it's
and
cool.
they're fine with it? I think so.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's some women who go into stripping not because it's like they absolutely, have to do it, or they have a pimp that makes them want to do it, but they just genuinely like stripping.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the female form.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all
Like,
for
they
it.
just, like Cardi says, it's just like, let me do me. Like, that's
Right.
just, it is what it is. Like, I don't see that there's a problem with it. Would I do it personally? No. But I don't. I've had friends that have done stripping and they liked it, and it's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to judge you on that. It is what it is.
There was something on the web that was showing about a 12-year-old girl saying she wants to be a stripper like Cardi.
A 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that the fallout?
Okay, why is her mom letting her, watch this stuff?
So, you
okay,
feel-
then
yeah.
that's parenting.
So that's bad parenting.
That's
Okay.
parenting, because, Like Chris Rock says, your one thing is to just keep
I
your
mean,
daughter off the boat. But at one point, if they want to do that, if they're over the age.
And here's the thing about our society, and I feel sorry for our parents, Alina, because I agree with you. If like if you monitor what your children bring in the house, the music, don't watch MTV, guess what? Every kid's got YouTube on their phone. And they can be walking in a store and playing Cardi B. You can be walking, I don't know, in a Starbucks, and they can be interviewing Cardi B, talking about she was a stripper. So it's almost inescapable to a certain point.
Yeah, it is. All right, we gotta wrap it up there, actually, because we got another show coming in. So, where can the good people find you? I know. We'll save it for next week, hopefully. Okay, and you gotta plug your documentary.
Gotta plug my doc. Thank you very much. All right, everybody, your boy LG. I just completed a feature documentary called Jamaica House, and it will be premiering at the Pan-African Film Festival. And you can get tickets at paff.org or hit me up on my IG and Twitter down below.
That is right. I am so excited to see it.
Thank you, Alina.
And be on the lookout because we're actually going to be doing a BHL Conversations with you.
That's right. Oh, premiere February 9th, people. It's February 9th.
There you go. There you go. All right, you guys can find me on all social media at Alina Vision, and that's Vision with 2 S's. All right, until next time, peace.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Christian, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.